You look at the camera and then you look at me and Rambo.
Hey everybody, I'm Koa.
I'm True.
And this is the Crew Movie Review. Alright, so we watched Rambo and it was definitely a lot more, they stepped it up in as far as like the violence and action and stuff like that. There was definitely a lot more gore, I think, compared to the original movies, but you know, technology kind of allows for that. But yeah, they definitely stepped it up in this round.
I think the gore is probably the same, but we're just not used to it anymore because me and Koa don't watch gory movies as much. So in Rambo, we've forgotten. Most likely, we've forgotten that Rambo movies are pretty gory because we grew up watching Rambo, you know, but you know we haven't watched any of it recently, so it was like, whoa, that's so graphic, you know.
But it was pretty detailed. It was like pretty violent. Like,
Yeah,
I think
violent.
more so.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I mean,
John Wick is not as violent as this movie. That's for sure.
No.
In
John
terms
Wick
of the
was more-
graphic.
Yeah,
you
as
know.
far as graphics go, but this was
John
more,
Wick is more like stylized,
Yeah.
you know, violence, but this is more like, oh my gosh, you know, what did you? Oh.
It's more graphic.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know.
It was good.
You know, Koa enjoyed it, but
I did.
I didn't quite enjoy it because, which is surprising because I really liked. I wouldn't say I loved, but I really liked Rambo growing up because Rambo movies were what my household, my parents' household, like we watched it. We religiously watched it. You know, everybody loved Rambo where I grew up. It was like, oh my gosh, Rambo. You know, oh, Rambo's gonna do this. Rambo's gonna do. I was expecting a lot, maybe. So, but I didn't realize how much violence it was in there. I mean, of course, Rambo movies there was going to be violence, but it just was a little too much for me this time. But Holly, because now I'm older and everything. But the storyline was really, I didn't like the storyline. It was okay, okay, you know. But
yeah,
towards
the end, it kind of sucked.
The thing that
not the very end, not the last part of it.
The one thing about this movie that really bugged me was the editing. There were really awkward moments for me where the editing, they could have done this a little longer, stretch that, focus, stretch the camera time a little more, or the shorten some scenes a little bit, or it's just the timing and the editing just was not on point. I don't know who did the editing, but it just felt awkward. It made it into a little bit more of an awkward movie than I was anticipating, And Stallone, I know his character is supposed to be like this distant, unapproachable kind of person who's just, because in the Rambo movies, they never really focused on his, his inner
PTSD
turmoil,
or
that kind of thing, Yeah, but like this one is like, they try to like focus a lot on his emotions a lot more, which, it's okay. But it's Rambo we're talking about. He can't have emotions. Oh, he can't have that much of emotions. He kills a lot of people. Anyway, so that's my complaint. I felt like the pacing of the movie was a little off. The editing was it's not good. I felt like, and the story was meh. The story was not unique, kind of boring. And I did like the fact that it wasn't like a fairy tale kind of movie, which I did like that. It's not the typical.
Yeah.
The last part of the movie. It's not
The
that.
ending.
Yeah, So I did like that.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that. But what did you think, Koa?
Well, I think this. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into the.
Don't go. I'm not
into
asking you for details.
Yeah, it's just. So, I didn't like what happened to some of the characters, but in overall, I do appreciate the fact that it wasn't the stereotypical storyline, that you see in a lot of movies. But yeah, I wouldn't say that. I disagree on the timing and everything on the action and stuff like that. I think it went pretty well. I actually enjoyed most of it. I don't think there really wasn't a scene that I didn't enjoy. The only scene that came close to me not really enjoying was a scene where Rambo attacks one of the bad guys, and I actually like it was graphic enough where like I felt my own heart was like beating like really hard, and I'm just going like,
like I'm saying, like
it's like wow,
we're not used to that anymore, you know.
But it's not that I didn't enjoy it per se, but it just had me going there for a bit, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it a lot, actually. And I like Rambo's the fact that they don't really. I would say they don't really discuss it a lot. The psychology that's going on behind Rambo and his thoughts and stuff like that. They do kind of touch upon it on a little bit, where he this line that he has where he says that I'm constantly trying to put a lid on it. He's trying to keep himself from going too far or going crazy, because he was in Vietnam. I believe that's what the whole premise is of his story, that he fought in Vietnam and there was a lot of things going on and all that psychology, and you see that in the original movies as well, that he's struggling with those emotions and all that combat. It's getting to him. It's PTSD. And so in here in the movie, he's just like, I'm just struggling with it all the time, And
like he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
And, I get that.
He's trying, and he's just, he's hiding, basically. He's just, in every one of his movies, is always like in a cave or something. And so, and I think that's just his way of trying to hide. So he has
tunnels this time, that he dug himself.
So I guess, it's just like him trying to escape from the world. He's trying to cage that monster that's inside of him by hiding underground, sort of speak, metaphysically and physically. But yeah, it was definitely a kick butt movie. So
yeah, I already said what I didn't like. What would you rate it as?
I would definitely give it somewhere more like a 7.5, 8.
I'd give it a 5.
What?
Yeah.
See, I told you she doesn't like action.
I like action. I just was expecting a lot, maybe, from Rambo, considering I really liked Rambo growing up.
They gave a lot.
But now I'm second guessing myself. Why did I like Rambo? Maybe I should go back and watch those videos, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, why did I like these video movies? And I remember as a kid, like I loved those.
Well, they had,
even though a coworker of mine recently commented that, well, why did a lot of Burmese people love Rambo in all these movies, and because Rambo stayed in the theaters in Yangon for like the longest time. I mean, growing up, I'm constantly looking at Rambo all the time, and and I was like, yeah, well, why wouldn't we like Rambo? And my coworkers are like, well, because he kills a lot of Asians in these movies, like I was like, oh yeah, he does, huh? I mean, it's not that I didn't notice it, I just didn't think of it much.
Like he's the hero.
Like we still rooted for him, even though he is killing only Asian people mainly. In the first movie.
Well, it was like Vietnam. That he was fighting.
I get it.
So
I get it. But at that time, I was a kid, so
most
people didn't see it that way. Like to us, Asian people are not Asian people; they're just people. So it's like, oh, he's just killing people. Anyway.
So that, I think that pretty much wraps it up for that. I think it's definitely a go watch movie if you like action films. It is just fair warning. It does have a little bit more graphic than your typical Rambo movie or your typical action film. Graphic wise, gory. They're just a little more detail, and they stick on the scene with the camera. They don't it's not like a really quick thing and it disappears. They focus the camera's on it. There like throughout the entire event.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it wasn't constant action
no.
So
kind of mix it up with story a little bit.
Yeah.
Too, so.
I mean, which is good and bad at the same time because it gets boring a little bit to me. I don't know. All I'm saying is bad editing, bad pacing, boring story. too gory, and I thought I would have liked Rambo, but I didn't. Alright, thank you.
Alright guys, have a good night. And that'll conclude the crew review. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.
And watch out for our reviews on these movies next week.